Hey guys, back here with another tutorial. It's been a long time since I've done one, sorry about that, but I'm going to just dig straight into it now. And this is about the low end of your kick drum, so the sub kick, sub bass, whatever you want to call it. This is only the very low, the sub part. I'm not talking about, well, I'm not really talking about the big hard style distorted kicks. So this is just the very low, the bass line for the bass to go underneath the kick. Now most kicks obviously these days, ensemble packs, they will obviously already have a big, massive, low-end sub. Some of them don't. Some of them are more punchy. But anyway, the main part when you're starting a track, or even throughout the whole process of the track, is that your kick and the sub, like the very low frequencies, under 100 hertz, they have to be really spot on, and they have to work with your track. Now, a lot of the time, the key is making sure that it's in key. So first things first, I'm going to show you how to read the key of like a kick drum. So these are just a few kick drums here. So this one here, I'll just get rid of that for a second. This is a free plugin, and I think I just went to the high res mode. And if you play the kick, the secret here is, well, it's not a secret, everybody knows it, but you should start doing it if you don't do this, is to find the highest peak. You can even click this little hold button, okay, and you just go right in the center, and you can see here that it is a G down in the bottom here. Oh, just look down here again. It's a G1, so it's in the key of G. Just try these two. Okay, that kind of sounds like another G. Yeah, okay, so that wasn't too smart. So that one's also G, which is actually a really popular key that the sub's in, because it's just it just has a really nice full sound to it. Some keys work better than others. Some have more bass than others. This one. Okay, so this one's F sharp, so it's almost G, but it's not quite. So here you go, that's how you read them. You just find the highest point, and with an analyzer like this, it actually tells you the frequency and the corresponding key, or note, whichever way you want to call it. So before I was able to get this plugin, which one is it? This one here, the Sonic Academy and Nicky Romero kick plugin. This thing is amazing. It allows you just to make perfect kick drums, and you can tweak and just make it fit your track. And it's really good because often when you start a track, turn that fucking thing off. When you start a track, you load up a kick, it sounds great, and by the end of the track, it just doesn't quite work, and you really wish that there was, you really wish that there were certain ways where you could tweak the tail, you could change the frequency, change the click, and really make it fit at the end of the production process. And with that plugin, you can do that. But before I had that, and say I had a kick drum that I really liked, I liked the attack and I liked the midsection, but I wanted to, I wanted to put in my own sub bass because I wanted to, change the key, or I wanted it to have a certain low end sound. I'd have this this patch that I've made. And it's this one here, and basically it was just like this one preset, just did it all the work for me. Like I'd set up some macros, and I could just really change it and tweak it until I had the sub that I wanted. And then the best thing was, just through the whole track making process, you can come in here and you can keep tweaking it so that it's going to fit with your other low end elements. So very quickly, it's a very simple patch actually. All it is I've just gone in here. Maybe I'll just quickly make it as well, just to show you how simple it is. So solo, massive. This should be a new sound. Okay. And then pull the octave down to 3 octaves down, put it to a sine wave. Again, if you're not listening on good headphones or like monitors, you're not going to be able to hear a single thing. And yeah, so make sure you can hear it. And then that's pretty much half the kick drum done. Then you need to just set some pitch modulation here on this oscillator and put it up 2 octaves to 24. And all of a sudden you can pretty much see that you're now getting that kick sound. Also, just make sure you put it on mono. And then here we are back at this this envelope here, which is now controlling the pitch, and you can change this. This is really where you want to tweak things to get the shape of the kick that you want. So this level here is pretty much the sustain. So yeah, like these ones here are your main ones that you want to tweak. You can also then put it through like a scream filter, and this is where you can start to get, you know, the distorted hard style stuff that a lot of people are raving on about at the moment. Like I say, there's still plenty of ways that you can tweak it to get the sound that you want. If I just go into this patch here, and this is actually this one is the preset that I have been using, that I used to use, although it doesn't have this name at the moment, which is a bit strange. Anyway, this is the sound. I'd also added a bit of this low shelf here, and I'd also set it up through the screen filter. So pretty much I'd come in and I'd program the note. Now also, you can also change the length of the note as well as tweaking with the envelope to really, again, get the tail and the decay, the sustain, to get all those things right. This is another little thing that you can change. So that one all of a sudden is, you know, the sub bass. Like if I was to bounce that right now, you would see that it's the whole beat. Okay, so then just go back in here. You know, it all depends. Like if you're making like a Melbourne bounce style track, and you know that you're going to have an offbeat bass, then you want to have a really tight sub. And a good way I like to do it is, let's just have a look. Make sure my sustain's not. Yeah, my sustain's nice and short release. I like to actually bounce out just a quick version of the track, and you can see here that the audio waveform is actually going to stop right here. And this is if you're making a Melbourne bounce track, or if you just anything with an offbeat bass, you're going to see here when the offbeat bass is positioned in this spot here, it's not going to clash. So I actually I can recommend that if you want to see what's actually going on, because often you can't hear as well as sometimes what you can see on the screen, and so actually bouncing it down, checking out the audio wave file, you can see what's going to be happening. So there is that way. Now, pretty much this is just a simple tutorial to show you that you can detect or read the key of a kick drum and see if it's the right key, because if it's not, then what you can do is what I used to do, and that was to simply take out, so this is a kick drum here, but say it didn't have the sub that I wanted, or it wasn't in the right key. I know you can obviously separate the low end and then, you know, pitch it up, pitch it down, but it doesn't sound, it just sounds shit compared to if you make it yourself, because then it's, you know, it just comes across way better. So let's say I want to take up the low end, just roughly like that. Even if I wanted to take away a bit more of the tail, because I'm really only wanting the sort of the first part of this kick drum. Just crossfade like so, and then don't need that guy anymore, just get rid of him. And then you can put your own sub underneath that kick drum. Now then, and then you can check to see what frequencies it is actually in. Now you can see I haven't quite got a very clear, a definite high frequency, but you can tweak it about and you can get that like a better peak where you can see the key. So if I just have a little tweak right here. Okay, so you can see I've got a better peak here. Now then, sometimes what I would do is I would simply go into the piano roll. Where's our little guy? Okay, so it's this guy down here. And I would just start bringing it down the octave. Okay, so you can clearly see now that we're in the key of B. But if I need to go down to C, sorry, up to C. There you go. Okay, so that's one way of doing it. And then basically, you can have it longer, like so. And then again, you can just come back in here and just tweak a few things. Or you want to shorten it up again. But again, the best way when you shorten it up is just to add some release. So it's add a bit of release added. And then again, what I would do is just to see what's actually going on and how much the sub is actually decaying, I would just bounce in place, and I can now clearly see of that, before the next kick drum comes in here, there's a nice little tail there. So there's actually a bit of room for another low end element there to fill that up, which is important too, because that will actually sound a little bit hollow unless you've got one of those sub basses that pretty much play and take up all the frequency until the next kick comes in. So I don't really know if that was actually a worthwhile tutorial, but what I'm trying to say is that I'm going to give you this preset here, because if you don't have that Nicky Romero plugin, then actually, well, Massive is more expensive, but because Massive, everyone's cracked Massive, everyone has a cracked version of Massive. I don't, I bought mine, and you should buy it. I promise you, that's a disclaimer, you should buy them, but, oh well, lots of people have Massive because it's easily obtainable, and that's this. I'll give that preset out, and you can simply just put in a simple MIDI note. You can change the length and etc. like that. Push it up and down, and as with these macros here, you can get some pretty crazy stuff, and you can just get the kick drum to be the right length, to be the right sort of sound, have the right harmonics. It can be just a simple sine. If you have no filter, turn the filter off. It can just be, pretty much, you can have it just to fit your track. To you're, just keep tweaking till you're happy with the sound. All right. Well, I hope I can come back. I kind of forgotten how to do these things, but I hope I can come back and do a better one soon. I'm hoping to do a little bit more on the low end and the importance of getting everything right, because the low end is the key. You get this right, the rest of your track will sound much better. Apart from that, thanks for everyone's support. Make sure you check out my forum, which is ryanz.com/forum. Like me on Facebook and all that other jazz. But yeah, hopefully I'll be back again soon with something better. All right, thanks guys.